Ladies and gentlemen, the woman of God does not chase after men, for she knows that her worth is not something to be validated by the world. She has already discovered that her true value comes not from the fleeting affection of others, but from a deep understanding of who she is within. In this recognition, she comes to understand that she is not incomplete, she is not lacking, and she is certainly not searching for someone to fill a void. Her wholeness comes from the source of all creation, from the divine love that flows through her. She is truly spiritual. There is no need for her to chase, because she knows that the things meant for her will not escape her. Her life is guided by a purpose far greater than the transient desires of the world. She walks with the confidence of someone who understands that divine timing is always at work, and that the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments will come when they are meant to. She does not seek validation from the outside world. She does not beg for attention, for she knows that true peace is not found in the approval of others. She finds peace in the stillness of her connection to the divine, in the quiet understanding that her soul is secure in the love of God. A woman of God lives not with a sense of lack, but with a deep sense of gratitude. She is whole, complete, and empowered in her faith. She knows that emotional independence is a gift, and that the world cannot define her happiness. She stands tall in her own light, unshaken by the storms of life, knowing that she is loved and supported by something far greater than what this world can offer. In her heart, there is patience. She knows that love does not need to be chased. Love is not something to pursue like a prize to be won, but a sacred force that flows in its own time, in its own way, when it is aligned with purpose. And so she moves through life not in desperation, but in grace, trusting that what is meant for her will be delivered at the perfect moment, and what is not meant to be will gently fall away. In this, she finds her true strength, not in the chase, but in the stillness of faith. She trusts that when she remains rooted in her connection with God, everything else falls into place. The right man, the right relationships, and the right love will come to her naturally. For a woman of God knows that she is already loved, and in this knowing she does not need to chase. She simply lets life unfold, guided by the divine wisdom that resides within her. She becomes a beacon of light, not only for herself, but for others, a woman who knows her worth, who is not defined by external approval, and who stands unwavering in her faith, allowing the divine flow of life to bring her everything she is meant to receive. A woman of God understands her own value and worth on a level that transcends the superficial measures the world often places upon individuals. She doesn't seek external validation or affirmation from others, because she is already secure in who she is. This self-realization comes not from the fleeting approval of people or the ever-increasing standards of society, but from a deeper, more profound connection with her inner being and with God. She recognizes that her worth is not defined by her appearance, her status, or her relationships. It is rooted in the divine love and purpose that reside within her. This is what the Ashistata is designed to be. It takes character, it takes faith, it takes purpose, it takes values, it takes hope. She has come to understand that her worth is immeasurable, not subject to anyone's judgment or opinion. In the stillness of her heart, she knows that she is a unique expression of the divine, a creation of immeasurable value. She does not need to chase after the world's fleeting standards or the attention of men to prove her worth. Her identity is not tethered to external forces. It is firmly grounded in the truth that she is a beloved daughter of God, cherished beyond measure. This understanding shifts the way she walks through the world. She carries herself with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing she is enough just as she is. She does not look to others to fill the emptiness she does not feel. She is already whole, already complete. This understanding frees her from the compulsion to seek validation through relationships, as she knows that her value cannot be determined by the affections of others. She is not seeking someone to define her, because she already knows who she is. A woman of God knows that her life is not a random series of events or coincidences, but a carefully woven tapestry of purpose and meaning, guided by a higher power. She understands that her existence is part of a much larger plan, a divine design that she is called to fulfill. Every step she takes, every challenge she faces, and every relationship she engages in has a purpose that aligns with the greater mission set before her. She is not driven by the trivialities of daily life or the fleeting desires of the world, but by a deep, unshakable sense of calling, an understanding that she is here to contribute to the unfolding of something far greater than herself. And a purpose is not found in the pursuit of material wealth, status, or external recognition, but in living a life that reflects her connection to God and serves others. She is acutely aware that every decision she makes, every action she takes, is a reflection of the divine purpose within her. She seeks to live in alignment with this purpose, trusting that each moment of her life has meaning and significance in the grand scheme of things. Whether she is serving in her community, raising children, or pursuing her own personal development, she understands that these acts are not random or inconsequential. They are integral to fulfilling the role she is meant to play in the world. This understanding frees her from the pressures of seeking external validation or chasing after things that are not aligned with her higher purpose. She knows that true fulfillment and satisfaction will only come when she is living authentically in alignment with the calling that has been placed on her heart. Her faith in this divine purpose allows her to navigate life with patience and grace, knowing that every experience, whether joyful or difficult, is a stepping stone toward the fulfillment of the divine plan for her life. She is not driven by the fleeting desires of the world, but by the unshakable trust that her life has a higher meaning, and that everything she does is part of the greater divine unfolding. A woman of God understands that true peace does not come from the external world, but from the depths of her own being. She has learned that lasting peace is not something that can be acquired, but something that flows from within when she is in harmony with her divine self. The chaos and turbulence of life may swirl around her, but her inner peace remains steadfast and unshaken. She has cultivated this peace through a deep and consistent relationship with God. Through prayer, reflection, and moments of stillness that allow her to reconnect with her true essence. In this space of calm, she realizes that she is not at the mercy of external circumstances, but that peace is something she can hold, regardless of what the world presents. This inner peace is grounded in the knowledge that she is always supported by the divine, that her life is unfolding exactly as it is meant to, and that she is exactly where she needs to be. When the world becomes overwhelming, she knows that peace is available to her whenever she chooses to tap into it. Through a shift in perspective, through surrendering to God's plan, and by trusting that she is not alone in her journey. It is this deep sense of trust that sustains her. She understands that true peace is not about avoiding conflict or escaping the challenges of life, but about finding an unshakable foundation within herself. Her inner peace comes from the certainty that she is aligned with God's will, and that no matter what happens, she will be held and guided. She has learned that external circumstances cannot disturb her inner harmony unless she allows them to. She finds that peace is out of necessity, and so she walks through the world with a sense of calm, unaffected by the turbulence around her, because she knows that her true peace comes from an infinite, unchanging source. This peace is not fleeting or fragile. It is a constant, flowing from her connection with the divine and her trust in the greater journey of her life. A woman of God understands the profound importance of self-respect. She knows that respect for herself is the foundation upon which her life is built. This respect is not based on the approval of others, nor is it dictated by the fleeting opinions of the world. It is a deeply rooted understanding that she is valuable, worthy, and deserving of honor simply because she exists. Her self-respect comes from knowing that she is a unique creation, crafted with purpose and dignity. She does not seek to prove her worth to anyone, nor does she measure her value by external standards. She recognizes that her worth is not negotiable, and because of this, she maintains a deep reverence for her own body, mind, and spirit. In her self-respect, she sets boundaries that honor her well-being, ensuring that she does not tolerate any behavior or situation that diminishes her sense of self. She understands that true respect for herself means that she does not allow herself to be disrespected, belittled, or mistreated. She knows that her energy is sacred and should be treated as such. Her relationships, her work, and her daily actions are all reflections of this self-respect. She does not settle for less than she deserves, because she knows that she is worthy of love, kindness, and dignity. in every aspect of her life. This self-respect enables her to stand firm in her values and beliefs even when faced with external pressure. She does not compromise her integrity or her sense of self for the sake of pleasing others or conforming to societal expectations. Instead, she moves through the world with confidence, unshaken by the opinions of those who do not understand her worth. Her self-respect is a quiet strength that allows her to maintain her peace and remain true to her divine purpose, knowing that she is aligned with the highest form of love and truth. She carries herself with dignity, and her life becomes a testament to the power of honoring oneself in the highest regard. A woman of God knows that grace and patience are not just virtues to aspire to, but ways of being that reflect her deep trust in God's timing. She understands that life does not unfold according to her own expectations or the hurried pace that society often demands. She has learned that grace is not about perfection or meeting every challenge without faltering, but about embracing the imperfections of life with a calm and composed heart. And that she carries herself with a sense of ease, allowing things to unfold naturally, knowing that there is a divine order to all things. In moments of difficulty or uncertainty, she responds not with frustration or anxiety, but with a quiet trust that everything is happening as it should, in its own time. Her patience is a reflection of her faith, her belief that all things are working together for her good, even when the results are not immediate or visible. She understands that rushing things or forcing outcomes only leads to unnecessary stress and disillusionment. She knows that in the process of waiting, she is being shaped, refined, and prepared for what is meant to come. Whether it's waiting for the right relationship, opportunity, or divine direction, she holds steadfast in her belief that the best things will come to her at the right moment. She does not become discouraged by delays or setbacks, because she knows that these are simply part of the journey, preparing her for the greater purpose she is destined to fulfill. Her grace in waiting is an embodiment of her inner peace and trust in God's plan for her life. She does not chase after things or try to force them into existence. She allows life to unfold with the certainty that what is meant for her will come when the time is right. This patience is not passive, but is an active trust in the unfolding of divine timing. She moves through life with calm assurance, knowing that grace is not just about how she handles success, but how she responds to every moment, every challenge, and every delay, with a heart open to God's will. She finds peace in the present, knowing that patience is a testament to her faith and her ability to trust in the divine flow of life. The woman of God understands the profound strength that comes from emotional independence. She has realized that her emotional well-being is not something to be dictated by the actions or behaviors of others. Her happiness, peace, and sense of fulfillment do not depend on external circumstances, and she knows that she is the keeper of her own emotional state. This independence stems from her deep connection with God and her inner self, allowing her to remain grounded in her own truth, regardless of what happens around her. She recognizes that her emotions are her responsibility, and that she has the power to choose how to respond to the world, no matter how chaotic or unpredictable it may be. She does not rely on anyone else to complete her, nor does she look to others to validate her emotions or sense of self-worth. She is whole, complete, and sufficient on her own, understanding that true strength comes from within. This emotional independence allows her to navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace, knowing that she does not need to seek approval or reassurance from others to feel secure. She is not at the mercy of the opinions or actions of those around her, and this freedom enables her to make decisions that align with her values, not based on the need to please others or gain their approval. In her emotional independence, she finds the freedom to be authentic and true to herself, without the weight of others' expectations or judgments. She is able to express her feelings honestly and openly, but she also knows how to maintain emotional balance and not let her emotions overwhelm or control her. This strength allows her to face difficulties with clarity and confidence, as she does not need to rely on external support to navigate through the storms of life. Her inner security is not threatened by external situations or people. It remains unshaken, because she knows that her worth and emotional peace come from within, grounded in her relationship with God. She moves through life with a sense of sovereignty over her own heart and mind, trusting in her ability to handle whatever comes her way with grace, patience, and emotional maturity. The woman of God understands that her true power comes from her unwavering faith. She knows that faith is not simply a belief in something unseen, but a profound trust in the divine plan that is unfolding in her life. This faith empowers her to move through the world with a sense of purpose, strength, and clarity. She knows that no matter the challenges she faces, her faith gives her the courage to stand firm and to trust that she is being guided by a higher power every step of the way. She does not rely on her own strength alone, but draws from a deeper source that sustains her through every trial, every uncertainty, and every victory. This empowerment in faith means that she is not easily swayed by the opinions or judgments of others. She knows that the external world may be full of distractions, noise, and false promises, but her trust in God keeps her anchored in what truly matters. She doesn't need to chase after validation or approval, because she already knows who she is and what she is meant to do. Her faith gives her the confidence to live authentically, knowing that she is following the path that has been laid out for her. She understands that God's plan is greater than her own. And even when things do not unfold the way she expects, she trusts that it is all part of a bigger picture. Empowered by her faith, she approaches life with a quiet strength, facing challenges with resilience and hope. Her belief in God's love and guidance empowers her to persevere through difficult times, knowing that every hardship is an opportunity for growth and transformation. This faith does not leave room for fear, doubt, or insecurity. Instead, it fills her with the confidence that she is never alone, no matter how tough the journey may be. She knows that her faith will carry her through, and that there is always a divine purpose in everything she encounters. And her empowerment is not in her own abilities or achievements, but in the trust she places in God's plan for her. She is not defined by her circumstances, but by the strength of her faith. This empowerment allows her to remain centered in the knowledge that she is supported by a higher power. And as long as she stays connected to that source, she will have everything she needs to live the life she was meant to live. Through her faith, she draws strength, wisdom, and peace, knowing that nothing can shake the foundation upon which her life is built. In embracing these truths, a woman of God becomes a powerful force, not only in her own life, but also in the lives of those around her. She walks with confidence, knowing that her worth is inherent, her purpose is divine, and her strength is rooted in her faith. She does not chase after the fleeting distractions of the world, for she understands that the right things will come to her in God's perfect timing. With grace, patience, and emotional independence, she navigates the complexities of life, grounded in the certainty that she is divinely supported.